Okay. Here we go, exclamation point. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Langham Creek High School in the Cy-Fair ISD, and welcome to Game 3 of the third round of the baseball playoffs. Your Ridgepoint Panthers taking on the Cinco Ranch Cougars, headed for a 2 p.m. first pitch. I'm Roger Smith. Glad to have you with us on your broadcast home for Fort Bend County Sports, and let's not waste any time. We're going to get right into the Next Level Urgent Care Batter-Up Show and visit with both head coaches. Fort Bend County Playoff Baseball on VypeFortBend.com is brought to you this afternoon by Archer Volkswagen. First Tire and Automotive with 4 great Fort Bend County locations, including First Colony, open Monday through Saturday. The Needville Insurance Agency. Save on your car, home, and flood insurance at needvilleinsurance.com. Next Level Urgent Care with locations in Sugar Land, Sienna, Richmond, Rosenberg, 4 in Katy, and dozens more throughout Greater Houston. Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And brought to you by the next generation 10G network only from Xfinity. The future starts now. The Cinco Ranch Cougars are the visitors this afternoon, and so that means that Brett Wallace, their head coach, leads off on the Next Level Urgent Care Batter-Up Show when we return.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Good Saturday afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Next Level Urgent Care Batter-Up Show. And you hear that one of the greatest phrases in all of sports is Game 7. Well, if you like high school baseball, then Game 3 means just as much, as Cinco Ranch has taken on Ridgepoint for the right to move on to the Sweet 16 in Class 6A in the state of Texas. Brett Wallace is the Cougars head coach. And, Coach, what were any takeaways from last night's game that you would like to share, or do you completely flush Game 2 and just concentrate on this one?
Yeah, last night was just, came down to, like I said, from Game 1, it's going to be the team that's going to throw the most strikes and make the fewest errors. And we we walked too many and made too many errors. It's just a sloppy game.
And by the way, sometimes you will see that happen. There are so many things that both of these clubs do well, and I know you had a fielding percentage of 981, so the errors were uncharacteristic, and Ridgepoint made some in game one. So that's what happens with high school kids. I see that Gavin Rutherford is going to be your starting pitcher, and frankly, I don't know anything about him. I know if you answer this question in too much detail, you'd have to kill me. But what can you tell us about Gavin as a pitcher?
Well, we love Gavin's competitive nature. You know, he's the quarterback of the football team, so he just, you know, has a knack for going out there and getting the job done. He's got a strong arm, throws strikes. We expect to get a lot of swing and misses and weak contact when he's out there.
And I was thinking there's really not anything you would want a baseball player to do that he can't do very well. And, of course, football as well as that. So what are the keys to this one? What are some of the trends that you think would indicate that your team has the upper hand early in the game?
Yeah, I think it's going to be depth of pitching that's going to win this game. Team that's, like I said, from game one, it's going to be the team that goes out there and throws the most strikes, and the team that makes the fewest mistakes is going to win this one.
Okay, well, I want to tell you that it's a privilege and an honor to see such a great matchup, and I'm thoroughly excited about everything that's happening in the Class 6A brackets, especially Region 3. It's just fantastic to be out here, and really, if people can endure the heat, more people should come to this. They don't know what they're missing, do they?
Yeah, it's a beautiful day out here. The heat is not nearly as bad as it was Thursday and Friday, so it's a beautiful day to be at a baseball game.
All right, that's Brett Wallace. Thanks for being with us on the Next Level Urgent Care Batter Up Show, and no matter what happens today, best of luck to you, and macho major respect.
All right, thank you.
All right, we'll be back and we'll talk with Coach Clinton Welch of Ridgepoint. This is VypeFortBend.com, your broadcast home for Fort Bend County sports, and if Ridgepoint can get through this one, then we will have their series against Pearland next week. But there's a lot of work to do to make that happen under cloudy skies and a balmy day, a good day to play baseball here at Langham Creek. By the way, it's a fantastic facility, great surface, field turf, and it's almost new, almost brand new. We'll be back with Coach Welch right after this.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. I'm talking, of course, about Xfinity. Now, Houston won't like me saying this, but this is bigger than the moon landing. You didn't hear from me, though.
Oh, we heard you, Neil.
You did?
Yeah, we hear everything, Neil. We should talk when you get back.
Yes, this is that big. Now through May 21st, new customers can switch to Xfinity Internet and get one line of unlimited intro mobile and Wi-Fi equipment free for 2 years. You heard right, free for 2 years. It's all included for just $50 a month with a 2-year price guarantee and no annual contract. Now that is one giant leap for mankind. Don't wait. Get it all with Xfinity, home of the Xfinity 10G network. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless plan and autopay with stored bank account. After promo, regular supply. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Actual speeds vary.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Texas. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
The UIL Baseball State Tournament will take place Wednesday, June 7th through Saturday, June 10th at the Dell Diamond in Round Rock. All the Conference 4A games will take place at UFCU Disch-Falk Field at the University of Texas at Austin. Tickets now available, whether you're at Dell Diamond or at Disch-Falk Field at UT. Tickets are now available for purchase at uiltexas.org/baseball/state. We'll be back with Coach Welch right after this.
First class service. First Tire and Automotive. Don't miss these first-class specials at First Tire and Automotive during the month of May. Get those new tires before starting your summer trips. Buy 3 and get 1 tire free on Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal with installation, road hazard, and alignment. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and restrictions. Remember to book your appointment too. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Welcome back to the Next Level Urgent Care Batter Up Show. Game 3s are one of the most exciting things in high school sports as we get into the month of May. Only the elite teams are still playing at this point, so it's Ridgepoint taking on Cinco Ranch. And Coach Clinton Welch of the Panthers, I want to ask you, first of all, what can you say about the great job that Jack McKernan did last night? Because if he didn't do that job so well, then we wouldn't be here today.
Yeah, definitely clutch performance. Stayed under the pitch limit, so we didn't have to go to the pen at the end of the game. But, you know, he showed that he has that kind of big game attitude, showed it last year. So, outstanding performance.
And what is the secret to the character of your boys, especially on offense? You fall behind by 2-0. I didn't see any panic. They just persevered. What makes it possible for an entire group, a band of brothers, to do it like that?
I don't know if there's any kind of magic answer to that. They made a couple of mistakes, kind of like we did the first night. That kind of, maybe that helped us relax. We got on the board, and then I think once we relaxed, we definitely started having better at-bats. But we had plenty of chances before they made mistakes and just couldn't get the clutch hit when we needed it. But, I mean, that's the game of baseball. But they do. We up and down the lineup, generally speaking, we give pretty good at-bats. They're usually tough outs.
And it's also the game of high school baseball. Both of these teams are almost immaculate when it comes to defense, but they're high school kids, and your team made some uncharacteristic errors in Game 1. They made some uncharacteristic ones in Game 2, and here we are.
Yeah, and if you watch games on TV, those MLB guys some nights make the same mistakes. So you always got to kind of keep that in mind, that there's going to be errors. It's going to happen from time to time.
Also, one other thing from last night, J.J. Kennett, a clutch hit to make it a 4-run game. I think that was very helpful. And also early on, for the third out of the first inning, Parker Martin grabbed what would have been a double, and he threw out a runner to make it a 1-2-3 inning for McKernan in the first. So that was impressive. So many things were, and thanks for getting these kids ready so we can enjoy this experience of a Game 3 today.
Thanks, Roger, and as always, thanks for covering these so people across the state can listen.
You're all that we have left in this world for 2023 as the softball girls from Ridgepoint lost last night. Fulshire lost to LaPorte in Class 5A. So we're going to ride you all the way.
All right. Thanks, Roger.
Thank you very much. Clinton Welch, head coach of the Ridgepoint Panthers. This has been the Next Level Urgent Care Batter Up Show. We'll be back with the starting lineups and a whole bunch of minutia that may help you figure out how you think this game will go, should go, or whatever. I'm Roger Smith. What a privilege to be talking to you about high school baseball on May the 20th. By the way, later tonight, there's going to be a special ceremony. It's the inaugural Hall of Fame induction for the Ridgepoint Volleyball Hall of Fame. And, man, that will be a much happier event if the Panthers baseball team wins this afternoon. We'll be right back.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
All right, here we go. And before I tell you about Dylan Kalmus, who is the starting pitcher for the Ridgepoint Panthers, here's the lineup for Cinco Ranch. Leading off and playing shortstop, Brock DeYoung. At third base, batting second, Lucas Franco. Gavin Rutherford is the pitcher, and he is hitting for himself in the 3 spot. Batting cleanup, it's Logan Sosolick, the DH. He's batting in place of Torin Green, who's in right field today, getting his first appearance in this series for Cinco Ranch. Charlie Atkinson is at first base where Rutherford normally plays, and Atkinson bats fifth. Connor Ficarra in center field bats sixth. Seventh is Rainier Castillo, the second baseman. Paul Acosta batting eighth. He's the left fielder, and Ethan Muniz is the catcher batting ninth. All right, so Ridge Point has such a deep pitching staff that they really don't have enough innings to let many of their great pitchers pitch, but Dylan Kalmus is the guy who will start this afternoon's game. We'll give you his numbers as soon as we can. First pitch to Brock DeYoung, down and in for a ball. This is the ninth appearance for Dylan Kalmus. He's 5-0 on the season. He has a save and also an ERA of 1.05. He rocks and fires, and that bounces in. He's down 2-0 on Brock DeYoung. His last appearance was an April 21st game start where he won at Austin. 3 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, 5 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Swing and a foul out of play by DeYoung, who watches it go off into the cloudy sky. It's about as comfortable as you could hope it would be on May the 20th. In this, the third round of the playoffs, Roger Smith along with Skylar Gillespie. He's the silent partner inside the mothership at Vype World headquarters, and there is a pitch that is over but low, tantalizingly close to being up at the kneecaps, and it's 3-1 on a dangerous hitter, Brock DeYoung. Kalmus looks over the top of his glove and brings it. There's a strike, and the count goes full. So anybody who was following Ridge Point softball, sadly their season ended last night at the hands of Deer Park, so we got all the Ridge Point fans out. And there is a hard ground ball going foul outside of third base. And this time Brett Wallace, who made a terrible half-hearted attempt at a ground ball last night, he actually made the play on that one, and he returned the ball to Dylan Kalmus. Here comes a second 3-2 pitch. And it's a line drive to Landry Ham, who dives and spears it. Didn't even have to throw to first. Line drive caught by Landry Ham. Outstanding. So good contact for DeYoung, but it is of no avail. So Ridge Point used its ace, Kellen Gradisar, in the first game, and he lost. And here's a curveball to start the at-bat of Lucas Franco, the third baseman. Left-handed hitter facing the righty Kalmus. Second pitch is over, but it's low, and the count even at 1-1. Lucas Franco, 2 for 4 in the series. He had a 2-run homer in game 1. He's walked 3 times and struck out twice. Looks at a curveball just high, just a silly millimeter above the letters, and it's 2-1. Here comes the 2-1, and that's a line drive base hit into right field. Owen Ferris up with it, gets it back in quickly. And with 1 out, Cinco Ranch has a base runner against Dylan Kalmus. All right, Gavin Rutherford, who is a most dangerous hitter, stands in. Normally he's the first baseman for Cinco Ranch, but he's going to start this game 3 on the mound, and we'll see how far it goes for him and also for Dylan Kalmus. If you want to look at overall pitching staff depth, Ridge Point probably has the edge there. Pitch to Rutherford. Curveball, tantalizing, but he left it alone. Outside, ball 1. J.J. Kennett is the catcher for Ridge Point. We'll give you the rest of the defense as soon as we get a chance. Kalmus looks over at Franco, brings the 1-0, and that is high in the air and foul ground on the right side. Travis Vlasic giving chase in front of the dugout, reaches up, and he makes the catch right by the wall. There's a little bit of a wind blowing in from center field. If it had blown that ball another foot, it would have scraped the screen, and it would not have counted as a catch.
The designated hitter, number 23, Logan Sosolick.
2 away, and you still have Lucas Franco at first base. And by the way, Vlasic, after making that catch, very alertly made sure that Franco had not tagged up and tried to head for second. Now the left-handed hitting DH, Logan Sosolick. Kalmus brings it. Curveball strike at the letters. Sosalik is 2 for 5 in the series, but he was 2 for 2 last night. He was the only truly productive hitter other than Atkinson, who hit a 2-run homer. There's a throw over. So Sosalik has just 1 strikeout in the first 2 games of the series. He's got a stolen base. He's scored 2 runs and drawn a walk. Kalmus brings it. Swing and a slow roller to Stevens at shortstop. Shovels it to Ham at second for the force out, and that'll do it. So for Cinco Ranch, they don't score in the top of the first. They do get 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. We'll continue on VypeFortBend.com.
That's 1 small step for man, 1 giant leap for mankind. I'm talking, of course, about Xfinity. Now, Houston won't like me saying this, but this is bigger than the moon landing. You didn't hear from me, though.
Oh, we heard you, Neil.
You did?
Yeah, we hear everything, Neil. We should talk when you get back.
Yes, this is that big. Now through May 21st, new customers can switch to Xfinity Internet and get 1 line of unlimited intro mobile and Wi-Fi equipment free for 2 years. You heard right, free for 2 years. It's all included for just $50 a month with a 2-year price guarantee and no annual contract. Now that is 1 giant leap for mankind. Don't wait. Get it all with Xfinity, home of the Xfinity 10G network. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. After promo, regular rate supply. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Actual speeds vary.
So here is your starting lineup for Ridgepoint. Zion Stevens plays shortstop and leads off. Parker Martin is the third baseman and bats second. Catcher J.J. Kennett bats third. Cleanup hitter Travis Vlasic, the first baseman. Hayden Willie, the center fielder, bats fifth. Batting sixth is Will Baker, the designated hitter, and he bats in place of the pitcher Dylan Kalmus. Owen Ferris bats seventh and plays right field. Batting eighth and playing left field is Braden McCormick, and Landry Ham is the second baseman in the 9 spot. So I don't have any numbers to give you on Gavin Rutherford. And as you heard during the Next Level Urgent Care Batter Up show, his coach Brett Wallace says the thing about him that made him the choice to start this game off is his competitiveness. And he really is such a great athlete, such a skilled ball player, that there's really nothing that you would need somebody to do on a baseball diamond that Gavin Rutherford can't do. So Zion Stevens, who hit .317 during the district games of the regular season, hit .451 and was the first guy to get a hit in the first game where Ridgepoint was pretty much silenced. He's a right-handed hitter against the right-hander Gavin Rutherford, in the first pitch is upstairs, ball 1. Stevens likes to step out and take a moment between pitches, and Rutherford just likes to keep going. Here's the 1-0, and it's fouled back and out of play to the right. The defense for Cinco Ranch. Muniz is the catcher. Atkinson at first base. Castillo at second. DeYoung is the shortstop. Lucas Franco at third. Acosta in left field. Ficara in center. And Torin Green in right. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed, and it's 1-2 on Zion Stevens. Rutherford taking his time. Now rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. Down goes Stevens. Parker Martin now, third baseman for your Ridgepoint Panthers. Had base hits in each of his first 2 appearances last night, and that got the Panthers going on their way. Lefty hitter facing Rutherford, who rocks and fires way outside. By the way, we have our microphone closer to the Ridgepoint fans, and that's certainly purposeful. But beyond that, the Cinco Ranch, I guess maybe sub-varsity players, are very loud. You'll hear from them. Curveball strike taken by Martin. 1-1. I mean, they don't shut up until you get a lead on them. 1-1 count. Rutherford brings it to Martin, and he rips it down the right field line. It is a foul ball. Couldn't have been fouled by much. And the count is 1-2. We'll tell you who the umpires are here in a moment. This crew has done a great job in the first two games. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Gavin Rutherford. 2 down and nobody on. Next up is J.J. Kennett, who really shut them up last night with a double that drove in 2 runs, and it made a 4-2 lead grow to 6-2. And that was the final score as Ridgepoint came through in the clutch, facing elimination. Looking at Rutherford. Wind up and the pitch. And that's a ground ball toward third base. It is Lucas Franco comes up with it, throws out Kennett, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Gavin Rutherford. You're listening to VypeFortBend.com. We'll be back.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Neville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, and flood insurance, or all three like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right, 4th generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call, you can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
I never gave you the Ridgepoint defensive alignment. Catching Dylan Kalmus is J.J. Kennett. A few more moments here so that Kennett can get his gear on. He was the last guy to bat in the bottom of the first of this scoreless Game 3. Over at first base, Travis Vlasic. Landry Ham, who's already made a great diving stop of a line drive at second base. Shortstop is Zion Stevens. Parker Martin is at third base. Braden McCormick in left field. Hayden Willie in center. Owen Ferris in right. All three of the Ridgepoint outfielders have great range, and it is very, very rare that they make a misjudgment. Although, as we touched on in the Next Level Urgent Care Batter Up show, with high school baseball, you just never know if something that is perceived as a strength might take a holiday for one game. So Ridgepoint is almost airtight on defense, but they made, I think, 3 errors in the first game, and it led to their demise. But last night, Cinco had a trio of errors, and so it certainly did not help them. Charlie Atkinson, he was the only real tangible problem for Ridgepoint last night as Jack McKernan totally shut the Cougars down. Atkinson hit a 2-run homer, but eventually Ridgepoint caught up and Cinco Ranch never scored again. Tall first baseman against the right-hander Dylan Kalmus out there for his second inning of work. First pitch is outside for a ball. Atkinson 2 for 7 overall in the first 2 games of the series. Here's the 1-0. Outside, and it's 2-0. So he's got the home run, he scored a run, driven in 3, he has a double also, and he's grounded into 2 double plays. One of them last night, and it was very helpful to Ridgepoint. Here's a called strike on the outside corner as Kalmus brings the heat. Here's the 2-1, and it bounces past J.J. Kennett, 3-1. By the way, for those of you who are new, the student sections of both schools, and not just these 2 schools, but I mean schools all over the place, they do their social networking research, and they find out there's a fly ball to right field. Owen Ferris coming in, long run to make, dives, and it gets past him. The wind knocked it down, and Atkinson is turning second, running for third. Here comes the throw. Stevens relay, Gets him! Oh, baby! And that makes the Ridgepoint fans delirious as they cut down Atkinson trying to stretch a double to a triple, and Brett Wallace, the head coach of Cinco Ranch, believes that he slid under the tag. But it doesn't matter, and we have no video replay, so that play goes 9-6 to 5 for the first out. Very discouraging for Cinco Ranch. Now here's Connor Ficara. He's the left-handed hitting center fielder for Cinco Ranch. He scored a run in the 7th inning of game 1. He's 2 for 7 in the series, and he struck out twice, and he hits a line drive base hit to left field. Braden McCormick up with it, and that is a shame for Cinco Ranch, because if Atkinson hadn't gotten thrown out on the base paths, then they'd have a run right now. Second hit for Cinco Ranch. Now Rainier Castillo, he had an infield single in the 7th last night, but the game was almost out of reach. 1 for 7. He's got an RBI single, and he has struck out once. He's a right-handed hitter facing Kalmus, who quick pitches him, and the curveball goes right down the middle for a strike. Castillo was playing in the 2021 meeting between these two teams. Here's the 0-1. Check swing at a pitch that breaks away from him. He threw the sweeper. No score in the top of the second. Connor Ficara just singled, and he's at first base with 1 out. Kalmus throws over. Vlasic applies the tag late. You are going to hear from the obnoxious student section of Cinco Ranch throughout the game, I promise. Swing and a miss and a pitch that was really outside the strike zone. Kalmus had him fooled, and Castillo is down 1-2. Here comes the 1-2. Way outside. Kennett keeps it in front, and no move over there from Ficara. By the way, one of the hardest working men in show businesses, Ari Alexander of KPRC Channel 2 Sports, is getting video of this game, so he'll anchor tonight probably. If it's not him, it'll be Chancellor Johnson. You'll see highlights of this game. The next pitch way outside, just like the one before, and it's 3-2 on Castillo. Kalmus nods in agreement with his catcher, Kennett. Here comes the 3-2. Called strike 3, and down goes Castillo. First strikeout for Dylan Kalmus, 2 away. The runner Ficara is still at first, and now it's Paul Acosta. He's the left fielder. 0 for 6 in the series thus far with 3 strikeouts. And Coach Clinton Welch wants to go out to the mound and talk to Dylan Kalmus. On a day such as this, it would make perfect sense if you just kind of want to give your pitcher a breather once in a while. I've noticed that sometimes you'll see Kalmus throw the next pitch again very quickly. And when it's nice and warm out here, maybe just taking a little bit more time. Yes, you want to get off the field quickly. However, if you throw pitches in quick succession, you're doing cardio all of a sudden. All right, Paul Acosta. Left-handed hitter. His toes are very close to that line, so he crowds the plate, slightly open stance. First pitch is low. J.J. Kennett covers the 5-hole, keeps it in front. No score, top of the second in a Game 3 between Cinco Ranch and Ridgepoint. Dylan Kalmus getting his first start since late April. It's been a whole month. There's a strike on the outside corner as he had that fastball with a run away from the left-handed hitter. One and one. Low, slow practice swings by Acosta. There's a throw over to first, and Ficara is back in. Ridgepoint wearing the home white pants with the purple piping up and down either leg, and the purple jersey tops with the white caps, purple visors, and the purple Panther logo in front. And there is a line drive toward left field. It drops in front of Braden McCormick. There are 2 men on with 2 out. So Acosta gets his first hit in the series. Now catcher Ethan Muniz comes up.
The catcher, number 20.
Muniz 1 for 5 in the series. He struck out twice and scored a run. If you were with us last night, you know when I tried to open a Diet Dr. Pepper, it spewed. I took precautions this time, but it fell off of a shelf. And so it may be ready to spew. I don't know. But I spewed it on my defensive alignment sheet. So I had to make sure I use the same one here this evening. Here's a curveball in there for a strike to Muniz, who nods his head in agreement. The Seagulls are making themselves heard. Kalma steps off, and not because of the Seagulls. 0-1 the count on the left-handed hitting catcher, Ethan Muniz. Kalmas brings it. Line drive right up the middle to Hayden Willie in center field. He's up with it, and he throws home, and they hold the runner at third, respecting the strong arm of Hayden Willie. He charged that ball very well on top of that. So for Cinco Ranch, you already have 4 hits, yet they haven't scored. So Muniz is at first. He'll be replaced by a courtesy runner. Acosta is at second. Ficarra now moves to third, and back to the top. Brock DeYoung lined out to second base his first time. But there are 2 outs, so the infield can play at normal depth. From the windup, Kalmas brings it. Bounces into Kennett, covering the 6th hole. And the count is 1-0.
Courtesy runner, number 7, Chase Morris.
Chase Morris is the courtesy runner at first base for Ethan Muniz. J.J. Kennett makes a signal. I'm not sure who it was to, but now everybody's aligned right, and here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, change up. Way out in front. Kalmas brings it off the end of the bat, foul ball on the right side. Kennett looks over at the dugout. What will the call be on this very important 1-2 pitch? No spew, because I tightened the cap up again. Here's the 1-2. And it's a ground ball to Stevens at short. Scoops it over to Ham, and they get the force out at second. So the Cinco Ranch Cougars leave the bases loaded and get nothing in the top of the second. We're still scoreless in this game 3. You're on VypeFortBend.com.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugarland, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
First class service. First Tire and Automotive. Don't miss these first-class specials at First Tire and Automotive during the month of May. Get those new tires before starting your summer trips. Buy 3 and get 1 tire free on Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal with installation, road hazard, and alignment. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and restrictions. Remember to book your appointment too. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
All right, welcome back. Still scoreless going to the bottom of the second. Ridgepoint was retired in order in the first, so it'll be Travis Vlasic leading off. Then Hayden Willie.
The first baseman, number 16.
And after that, Will Baker, the DH. It's an interesting night last night in playoff baseball. We've got a complete update for you. We'll weave it into the broadcast. Right-handed hitter ready to face Rutherford. First pitch swinging, and Vlasic was trying to go downtown. No contact, nothing in one. Here's the next pitch from Rutherford. That's on the outside corner, and he's ahead 0-2. The home plate umpire this afternoon is Todd Blassingame. This crew has done a fantastic job. Here's an 0-2 pitch upstairs. So you got Richard Stierwald. He's at first base today. James Pratt at third, and Larry Blumrick is the second base umpire. Here comes the 1-2. Vlasic strikes out. 3 strikeouts already for Gavin Rutherford, who's not really a pitcher by trade. Hayden Willie now. The field in the 4th round of the playoffs next week is going to have some unexpected, unfamiliar faces in it. Rutherford ready and brings it. Willie tries to lay down a bunt. Foul tips it into the mitt of Muniz. Looks down at Coach Welch, who always has notes with him in the third base coaching box. Here's Rutherford's 0-1. Swing and a miss. Willie tried to hold up. That was never going to be in the strike zone, and I'm sure he's kind of upset with himself for offering at it. Here comes the 0-2. Way outside, no chase there, 1-2. And here's Rutherford's pitch. Way outside, another non-chase. And so the count is now 2-2 on Hayden Willie. Like to say hi to his family in Iowa. I hear there are a lot of people out there listening. More every week. Here's the 2-2. And a nice cut, foul straight back into the vinyl pad. I don't know if you heard a thud, but that was the ball hitting that pad. We're at Langham Creek, a beautiful facility. 312 feet down each of the lines, 385 to straightaway center, and 352 to the power alleys. Swing and a foul tip into the mitt of Muniz. 4th strikeout for Rutherford. 2 away and the base is empty. So he is carving up Ridgepoint thus far. But the Panthers have a way of, maybe the second time through the lineup, getting a few mental notes about whoever it is they're facing and maybe getting the better of them the second time through. So now it is Baker, and he is the second left-handed hitter that Rutherford has faced. He's the DH batting in place of Dylan Kalmus, and I'm not sure where that pitch missed, but it missed. And the umpire Blassingame indicates to Gavin Rutherford that it was high. Here's the 1-0. Nice swing by Baker, but a foul ball, and it lands on top of the roof of the third base dugout. Both teams have been in the same dugout the whole time. Ridgepoint at first base and Cinco along the third base side. 1-1 to Baker. Slider just caught the inside corner, and it's 1-2. Here comes the 1-2. Check swing, and that one was inside, and Rutherford walked off the mound. He thought he had strike 3, but I can quite objectively say he didn't. That pitch wasn't where the one before was. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss by Baker, and the first 6 Ridgepoint Panthers are set down by Gavin Rutherford, and he has retired the first 6 batters that he's faced. You're listening to VypeFortBend.com. I want to say thank you to Skylar Gillespie. He's the crack staff producer. He is the silent partner inside the mothership at Vype World headquarters, making sure everything else sounds right. And we'll talk about superstitions and other series when we return.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. I'm talking, of course, about Xfinity. Now, Houston won't like me saying this, but this is bigger than the moon landing. You didn't hear from me, though.
Oh, we heard you, Neil.
You did?
Yeah, we hear everything, Neil. We should talk when you get back.
Yes, this is that big. Now through May 21st, new customers can switch to Xfinity Internet and get 1 line of unlimited intro mobile and Wi-Fi equipment free for 2 years. You heard right, free for 2 years. It's all included for just $50 a month with a 2-year price guarantee and no annual contract. Now that is one giant leap for mankind. Don't wait, get it all with Xfinity, home of the Xfinity 10G network. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. After promo, regular supply. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Actual speeds vary.
The amazing Kalmus, the amazing Dylan Kalmus, is out there in the 3rd inning, and he's given up 5 hits, but the most important column on the scoreboard, the run column, shows nothing for Cinco Ranch. Ridgepoint doesn't have anything either. First pitch swinging, it's a fly ball to left field and over the head of Braden McCormick. He misjudged it, or the wind caught it or something. I think it was simply a misjudge because, if anything, the wind is blowing in a bit from left field. So that should have been a fly ball out, but he didn't take the right angle, and it ends up being a double for Franco. That's hit number 6. We'll see if he can keep Cinco off the board in this 3rd inning. And now Gavin Rutherford wearing the stirrup socks, except the stirrup on the left foot has evaded the heel, and it's kind of hanging out there like a matzo ball. Kalmus looks back at second, brings it to Rutherford. Outside with the slider, and it's 1-0. Rutherford hit a foul pop-up to the right side, and Travis Blosick grabbed it right before he ran out of room. Pitch from Kalmus. It's outside, and the count's 2-0. Rutherford turns and says a little something to Mr. Blassingame, the umpire. And we're ready to resume. The 2-0 pitch. It's a 3-0 count as that one bounces outside, and those are the kind of chase pitches you're just not going to get Gavin Rutherford to chase. All right, so superstition. I mentioned Skylar Gillespie. He's my producer inside the mothership. On Thursday night in the disastrous Game 1 for Ridgepoint, it was Les Clary. Here's the 3-0. Swing and a miss. They gave him the green light on 3-0, and he came up empty. Looked like that was an off-speed pitch from Kalmus. All right, so then last night when Ridgepoint won, it was Rosie Bega. So no offense, Skylar, I was hoping it would be Rosie because of, superstition. Here's the 3-1. Another swing and a miss. Foul tip, actually. And we'll have a 3-2 pitch in a moment. After this, from Diet Dr. Pepper. All right. Ready for the 3-2. And that's a foul ball over on the right. Not too far from where he hit it when he was retired the first time. Hope you're listening across Texas and from coast to coast. We know these ball players from both teams have a lot of relatives spread throughout the United States, and we're on the World Wide Web. Who knows, we might be in other countries. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got Rutherford. That might end up being huge, and only the baseball gods would know exactly how huge. So there's one out, and Franco still at second after his double. Logan Sosolick, the DH. He hit into a fielder's choice that ended the first inning. Left-handed hitter. Facing Kalmus, who looks back at second. Here's the pitch. Sosolick watches it bounce in. As far as I know, there's no activity in the Ridgepoint bullpen down the first base line, but they don't have any way of seeing if something's going on there unless the return throws from the bullpen catcher are high throws. And Kalmus looks back at second, nothing doing back there. Franco goes back to the bag. Here's the 1-0, and that's a hard ground ball past first base, but foul. Kel Shannon, the assistant coach over there for Cinco Ranch. You know, discretion is the better part of valor. He lifted up his foot. All right, so I talked about superstitions. I got more to say on that. But we got results from last night as well. Here's the pitch. Just missing the inside corner to Sosolick. And the count is 2-1. Righty to lefty. Kalmus brings it. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Kalmus very, very workmanlike. Same timing, same mechanics pretty much every time. Here's the 2-2. That's a fly ball going to left center field. It is high in the air. Long run, and it's off the wall on the fly. And it bounces away from Willie. That'll score a run. Here comes Franco to score, and into third with a triple goes Logan Sosolick. And he never keeps his emotions to himself. And he's very excited about his run-scoring triple. So that's the 7th hit for Cinco Ranch, and they finally get on the board. They lead it 1-0, and there's a lot still to do here to get out of this third inning. As Charlie Atkinson, who hit a homer last night, comes up. He doubled but was retired at third on a relay that went Ferris to Stevens to Martin at third base, where he made the tag. Atkinson swings at a curveball, swings under it. One thing I'll never say is he swung right through it, because that's physically impossible. Over it, under it, early or late. But there's no swinging right through it. Here comes the 0-1. Outside, Kennett saves a run by sliding over to his right. Kennett knows that there are going to be some pitches like that throughout a game. He's in great shape, and because it's such a warm day, you know, he's just going to find the adrenaline if that's what he needs. From the windup with the runner at third, the 1-1 count, here it comes. And it's a ground ball to Parker Martin at third. He's going to go to first, and a run scores. It's 2-0 Cinco Ranch as Sosolick yells at the Ridgepoint dugout and the Ridgepoint fans as he crosses home plate. So that's an RBI ground out by Atkinson. And it goes 5-3. Base is clean with 2 outs, and it's Connor Ficara. He's 1 for 1 with a single to left field. Kalmus brings it. So in these first 3 innings, and the third inning isn't over yet, Kalmus has allowed 7 hits. So to allow 7 hits and only give up 2 runs is actually kind of a lucky thing. That is popped up on the right side. Will it be Ham? Will it be Stevens? It is Stevens as the wind blows it over towards short. And that retires the side. But Cinco Ranch scores a couple of runs on 2 hits. No errors. And nobody left on. This is VypeFortBend.com. 2-0 Cinco Ranch going to the bottom of the third in Game 3.
We move to the bottom.
First class service. First Tire and Automotive. Don't miss these first-class specials at First Tire and Automotive during the month of May. Get those new tires before starting your summer trips. Buy 3 and get 1 tire free on Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal with installation, road hazard, and alignment. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and restrictions. Remember to book your appointment too. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Okay, so superstitions. Last night, unlike Thursday night, I backed into my parking spot right next to the sidewalk here at Langham Creek. I went to the concession stand again and bought a Diet Dr. Pepper like I did last night, but did not do that on Thursday when Ridgepoint lost. I used a different bathroom stall from the first night, both last night and this afternoon. Went to Burger King instead of Wendy's. And I normally wouldn't shave on a Saturday morning if I've got a Saturday afternoon ball game, but I did for the second day in a row. I'm really smooth. And now Owen Ferris has Ridgepoint looking for its first hit and its first base runner. Gavin Rutherford has mowed them down for the first 2 innings. Right-handed hitting Owen Ferris. Now, I did notice that Ridgepoint tried to lay down a bunt. This is game 3. You don't try to be too macho. If you need to get a base runner, you get a base runner. First pitch swinging. Kind of up and in on Ferris, and he fouled it back to the backstop. Right here close to us. All right, I'm trying to think of something else that I did that was kind of, superstitious. Here's the 0-1 from Rutherford to Ferris. Curveball high. Didn't break like he wanted it to. Normally Ridgepoint is you hang it, we bang it, but that was just too high. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a foul tip into Muniz's mitt, but it squirts out. But that's of no consequence. What's important is the count is 1-2. Rutherford wants to pitch right now. Ferris makes him wait. Here comes the 1-2. And a nice healthy cut on the high heat, but it goes right back into the net. And it's still 1-2. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. That's Beavis and Butthead and all of his cousins. That was unnecessary, and anyway, it's 1-2. And Ferris loops one into left field, and it's caught. It carried on out there to Acosta. Looked like it was going to drop, and then it looked like it had helium in it, or looked like it was one of those CGI baseballs that you see in cheaply made baseball movies. All right, so last night in Region 3 of Class 6A, sorry about that, Pearland swept Clear Falls. So the winner of this series gets Pearland. Pearland State ranked just like both of these two teams. Here's the pitch to McCormick. Checked it outside, no swing, as they appeal down to first base where Richard Stierwald is. He is in charge of the jurisprudence over there. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss by McCormick at a pitch that would have been high for a ball. One and one the count on Braden McCormick. That pitch is upstairs. He leaves it alone. It's 2-1. McCormick scored a run back in that one gamer, the by-district round back in 2021. Here's the 2-1, and it's outside. So Rutherford hit a critical homer in that game. McCormick scored a run as Ridgepoint built a 6-0 lead and lost 7-6. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss, and the count goes full. Ridgepoint still looking for its first base runner. Landry Ham is waiting on deck. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 6th strikeout for Gavin Rutherford, and all of them have been swinging. 2 away.
The second baseman, number 3.
The way that Rutherford's looking right now, you kind of have to hope if you're Ridgepoint, all right, this guy does not pitch very often. If he does, it would be for a, short maximum effort relief appearance. How far can he go in this game? Swing and a miss by Ham. They play him very slightly to pull in the outfield. Here's the pitch, and he fouls it out of play on the right. Charlie Atkinson, who's playing first base today, gives that a look. Typically, Atkinson is in right field, but when Rutherford pitches, Charlie plays at first. And the count's 0-2. The pitch to Ham. Swing and a miss, and yet another strikeout. My goodness. 7 strikeouts already, all of them swinging by Gavin Rutherford. All right, so Ridgepoint, you have seen him. That's 9 hitters up, 9 down, and we'll see what they can do in the bottom of the 4th, but here comes the top of the 4th for the Cinco Ranch Cougars. They will send up Castillo, Acosta, and Muniz, the 7, 8, 9 hitters. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Texas. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Dylan Kalmus out there for the 4th inning. By the way, I want to thank Dawn McKernan, her son Jack, pitching so well last night. He's the reason that Ridgepoint made it to this Game 3. And she brings me a chair that's just the right height so I can stand behind this privacy wall. And here is Kalmus's first pitch. Swing and a miss by Castillo. Beautiful paint job out there on the outside corner as it's righty working to righty to begin the top of the 4th. Cinco is the visiting team. Kalmus rocks and brings it. Oh, that looked good, but it missed away. I think it actually missed the strike zone by an inch or two, but it's the kind of pitch that you typically see called a strike in high school. Here's the 1-1. Here's a ground ball to Stevens. 3 hops, picks it clean, throws to Vlasic, right on target, and there's 1 away. So I wonder, does Paul Acosta like Ted Nugent? If he does, well, he might be the only teenager in America who knows of Ted Nugent, just because of his, being so old. Here's the pitch. Strike on the inside corner with the slider. Righty working to lefty. Now, maybe that's his father or grandfather who selected that walk-up song for him. There's a pitch that bounces past Kennett, and the count's 1-1. Muniz comes out of the on-deck area and picks up that stray baseball. Slightly open stance for Acosta. Swings and it's a ground ball to Ham at second base. His throw is right on target, and there are 2 quick outs for Dylan Kalmus in the 4th. 4-3 that one goes. Ethan Muniz had a single in the second.
The catcher, number 20, Ethan Muniz.
Cinco hitters are making contact nearly every time. They only have 2 strikeouts. One of those was looking, and now Muniz takes the first pitch inside for a ball. Righty-lefty matchup, and that's a fastball that runs back in over the plate, and it's 1-1. Deep crouch for the batting stance of Muniz, and he just taps that one into foul ground, and it rolls in a very docile way over to the Ridgepoint dugout. Comes up short. What's the temperature, you ask? Or maybe you don't ask. There's another foul ball. It goes off to the left side. It is 89 degrees. Nice weekend in Houston, Texas. The sun is not blistering. There are enough clouds up there to kind of take the edge off of it. Here's the 1-2. And Muniz swings away again and does a good job spoiling that one. The count remains 1-2. Ready for another 1-2. Here it comes. And it's a ground ball toward first. Will it stay fair? It hits the bag and bounces over. You got to be dry shaving me. Travis Vlasic was coming right up to it. It hit the bag, and he's a tall kid, and it bounced over his head. That's not a good sign when the baseball gods are smiling on the other team that way. Now it is Brock DeYoung. Played in the game back in 2021 when he was a freshman. Now he is a very talented junior, and I'm sure it's kind of sticking in his craw that he is 0-2. He's 1 for 6 on the series, and he takes a fastball strike at the letters.
Courtesy runner, number 7, Chase Morris.
Chase Morris goes back in as a courtesy runner for Muniz at first. Righty, but first a throw over. And Chase Morris dives back in. Kalmus gets his sign, takes a glance over at first, brings it. DeYoung looks at a curve right in there, and a beauty from Kalmus. Definitely a ting of beauty, as Mickey Goldmill, Rocky's first trainer, would have said. I should have given it more Mickey. There's another throw over, and they got him hung up. Morris running back to first, Stevens running him back, and Vlasic. Oh, what, are you kidding me? Vlasic put the tag on him, and he's called safe. And Coach Welch is coming out of the dugout with a very slow and purposeful walk. Oh, the baseball gods are just sleeping. So you got the ball hitting the bag. That was the reason that Muniz reached base. And Morris was dead to rights. It looked like the tag was applied, but the first base umpire, Richard Stierwald, said that he slid under Vlasic's tag. So Morris still alive over there, and the count is 0-2 on DeYoung. So if Kalmus can finish him off, then that will be of no consequence. That pitch is outside. DeYoung does not chase. Looks down at his coach, Brett Wallace, who is not the former Astros pitcher. No family connection there. Here's the 1-2, way outside. And those chase pitches, you bring them to DeYoung or Lucas Franco or Rutherford or Sosolick or Atkinson. They're just not going to chase some of those. It's got to be tantalizingly close. And it needs to move at the end. Here's the 2-2 and a foul straight back. It was one of those pitches that probably would have been ball 3, but smart move by DeYoung to swing at it because you don't want a called strike 3. It was kind of borderline on the location. Here comes the 2-2. Outside, Kennett blocks it, and that keeps Chase Morris at first base. But now it's a 3-2 count with 2 outs, so Morris will get a head start on the next pitch. Kalmus shakes off a sign, gets the one he wants, but first a throw over. I wonder if he calls the same pitch on this one. Here comes the 3-2. There goes Morris. Called strike 3. I thought, oh, are you kidding me? J.J. Kennett was about to roll the ball back to the mound. It appeared to be right down the middle at the knees.
Lucas Franco.
All right. Now DeYoung at first, Morris at second, and it's Lucas Franco. Cinco Ranch already leading 2-0. We're in the top of the fourth of a game 3. Righty to lefty. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball in there. Still don't know if there's action in the Ridgepoint bullpen. Here's the 0-1. That is fouled over to the left side, and it's going to slice out of play away from McCormick. It kind of looks like the wind is shifting where it's kind of blowing in from right field, but it's also kind of blowing from right to left. And I think that might have contributed to McCormick misjudging that fly ball that ended up being a triple. 0-2 the count on Franco. Kalmus brings it outside, and then a throw down to second, and the ball squirts out of Stevens' glove, and I don't think the tag was in time to get Chase Morris anyway. But it was a good throw by Kennett. And Kennett, meanwhile, is enjoying a nice little chat there with Lucas Franco in the batter's box. Senior talking to sophomore, telling him how they slice the pie. And Kalmus looks back at second. Morris walks back to the bag. No one covering. We're going to be in the 90s pretty soon, but it's comfortable. Here's the 1-2. Down and in. Gutsy take on the part of the sophomore Lucas Franco. And the count's 2-2. Here comes the 2-2. Curveball hammered past first base foul. So who's going to come out of the Ridgepoint dugout and fetch that ball? I think it's Logan Martin, Parker's brother. Twin brother, actually. All right, still 2-2 on Lucas Franco. Kalmus steps off. Kalmus looks back at Morris, now brings it, and that is to right field. That is smoked. It is gone. It is Cinco to nothing, Cinco Ranch. A 3-run bomb by Lucas Franco. I guess that's how you slice the pie. And now what looked like a strike 3 to DeYoung looms very, very large. That would have been the third out. It would still be 2-0. Now it is 5-0. And Coach Welch comes out of the dugout. And we'll take a break and we'll see who the new Ridgepoint pitcher is. This is VypeFortBend.com. Season on the brink.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavino with Needville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, and flood insurance, or all three like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right. Fourth generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call. You can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
All right, so the 3-run homer, second of the series for Lucas Franco, makes it 5-0, and Ridgepoint makes a pitching change. They go to the right-hander Logan Shields. Shields with his 8th appearance this afternoon. He has a save. He has no wins or losses. His ERA is 0.82. His last appearance was a relief appearance where he got the save in Game 2 against Lamar. That was 8 nights ago in the finishing off of the sweep a week ago. He has a whole lot of relief appearances. He's tied for 4th in innings pitched on the staff with 17 innings thrown, 9 hits allowed, 6 runs, 2 of those earned, 18, and then Rutherford has rattled off the first pitch and sent it to the left field corner. He gets a double. So the first hitter faced by Shields gets an extra base hit. So that ball 4 that was thrown to Brock DeYoung certainly looked like strike 3. And that would have been the end of the inning. Sosalik is going to come up and bat, and we have a courtesy runner for Rutherford. I'm not sure who it is. Maybe Murphy, Ryan Murphy. All right, Logan Shields facing his second batter, throwing his second pitch. Swing and a miss by Sosalik. Yes, it is Murphy there at second base. 0-1 the count on the swing and a miss to Sosalik. Shields brings the next one in there for a strike. And when this top of the 4th ends, I'm going to give you some results from last night before we take our commercial break. You may not have had a chance to check to see what went on. Here's the 0-2. That's a ground ball toward Travis Vlasic at first. This one doesn't hit the bag. He takes it himself, and that'll do it in a very damaging 4th inning. 3 runs come in on the 3-run homer by Lucas Franco, his second homer of the series. And Sosalik grounds out, and that finally ends the frame. All right, so 5-0 Cinco Ranch. But last night, we mentioned that Pearland swept Clear Falls, so the Pearland Oilers await the winner of this series. Katy was up 1-0 on Tompkins after a Thursday night Game 1, but Games 2 and 3, if it's necessary, have to be today because of a graduation last night. So Katy and Tompkins still playing, and the winner of that one will face either Kingwood or Clear Springs. Those two teams playing their Game 3 today. In Region 1, Flower Mound eliminated Allen in a sweep where they only allowed 1 run in the 2 games that were played. In Region 2, Rockwall Heath, which won a state championship 2 years ago, they got a sweep and advanced. So did Cy Woods, which in some polls is ranked number 1 in the state in Class 6A. So both Rockwall Heath and Cy Woods in Region 2 sweep. And Woodlands and Tomball are going to a Game 3 today that started at 11. And, that game might even be over, but I'm not in a position to dig that score up, and what's important is what's going on here. All right. I'm not even going to a commercial break, so Gavin Rutherford is out there to protect a 5-0 lead. So you had the ball that hit the bag at first base that resulted in an infield hit. You had Chase Morris hung up between first and second, looked like he was tagged out but called safe. You had a ball 4, which sure looked like a strike 3, and then you have a 3-run homer that was made possible by all those things I just mentioned. So Zion Stevens comes up, and we'll see if he can get things going for these Ridgepoint Panthers. 9 up, 9 down thus far for Gavin Rutherford. First pitch to Stevens. First pitch swinging, fouled back, and Muniz gives it a look. Can't find it, but it's on the net anyway. Don't put it past these Ridgepoint Panthers. It might depend on how long Gavin Rutherford can go. Pitch on the way. Inside, 1-1. In Region 4 of Class 6A, Lake Travis and San Antonio Johnson are playing a Game 3 today. 2 runs total have been scored in the first 2 games of that series that were obviously split. Curveball, outside corner strike, and beautifully located by Rutherford. Stevens steps out, tightens the Velcro. It's 1-2. And Stevens asks for time, and that irritates Rutherford. I know what the teenaged, irritated face looks like, and that's it. It's even easier to pick up on that when they're wearing eye black. All right, here comes the 1-2. Stevens foul tip strike into Muniz's mitt. And the carving continues. That is the 8th strikeout for Rutherford, all of them swinging. If anybody can put that to a stop, it'll be Parker Martin. But this is the point at which you start feeling the pressure in a Game 3. First pitch to Martin is a running fastball that is a strike to the lefty hitter. Rutherford rocks and fires. And that is fouled over to the left side, slicing out of play. I guess it's out of play because I never saw it. And Parker Martin is down 0-2. J.J. Kennett will be next. Here's the pitch. Curveball in there, called strike 3. 9th strikeout, and the first one a called strikeout. 2 away.
The catcher, number 4,
They play him slightly to pull in the outfield. I just checked the temperature again, and by the way, it is 88 degrees, I think. Let me double check. Yep, 88 degrees. Rutherford brings it. And that is a ground ball past third base. It is fair, picked up, and throw across in time. A dandy play by Franco. He hits the 3-run homer, and he throws out J.J. Kennett, who's a pretty good runner. That play was every bit as good as the one Parker Martin made in the first inning last night. Now, I want to bring you back before I take a commercial break. When Cy Fair was leading Ridgepoint 3-1 in a Game 3 in 2019, it looked every bit as bleak, and Peyton Chatanier, the shortstop for Cy Fair, made a play very similar to that, and it was very discouraging. But Ridgepoint ain't going to quit. They're down 5-0. We played 4 innings. We'll be back.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. I'm talking, of course, about Xfinity. Now, Houston won't like me saying this, but this is bigger than the moon landing. You didn't hear from me, though.
Oh, we heard you, Neil.
You did?
Yeah, we hear everything, Neil. We should talk when you get back.
Yes, this is that big. Now through May 21st, new customers can switch to Xfinity Internet and get 1 line of unlimited intro mobile and Wi-Fi equipment free for 2 years. You heard right, free for 2 years. It's all included for just $50 a month with a 2-year price guarantee and no annual contract. Now that is one giant leap for mankind. Don't wait. Get it all with Xfinity, home of the Xfinity 10G network. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. After promo, regular rate supply. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Actual speeds vary.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Leading off for Cinco Ranch, the first baseman, number 21, Charlie Atkinson.
As our fine PA announcer let you know, Charlie Atkinson bats first for Cinco. Gavin Rutherford has retired 12 straight Ridgepoint Panthers, and it's 5-0 Cinco Ranch. Logan Shields took over in the fourth, back out there for the top of the fifth. And the first pitch is a strike taken by Atkinson. Here comes the next one. Checked his swing, but it's a called strike anyway by Todd Blassingame, our home plate umpire. Logan Shields, the freshman, brings it. Swing and a miss. One away. Now it'll be Connor Ficara, 1 for 2. Singled in the second.
The center fielder, number 18, Connor Ficara.
Cinco with 10 hits, none for Ridgepoint. But it's a 5-0 game. So the question might be, how long can Rutherford go? Ficara, first pitch swinging at a pitch down and in. I think that would have missed the strike zone. That must be Logan's mom to my right, taking video. Here's the 0-1. Just missed, and similar pitch to where he got a swinging strike from Ficara the first time. And he steps off, Logan Shields does. The winner of this series gets Pearland. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. And Logan Shields is dealing. 1-2. Here it comes. And a near swing by Ficara, but he did hold up. They did not even bother to appeal down to the third base umpire, James Pratt. He definitely did not go around. It's 2-2. And that's a line drive to right field. Moving over to get it, Owen Ferris. It's a one-out single for Ficara. 11th hit of the game for the Cougars. So Shields was dealing to Ficara, but he couldn't seal the deal. Rainier Castillo, 0 for 2, looking strikeout in the second. That's when Dylan Kalmus was on the mound. Logan Shields brings it, bunt attempt, and it's a foul tip that goes behind home plate. Rainier Castillo looking down there at Brett Wallace, his head coach, goes through the array of signs. Shields comes set and brings it. And that is going to be a ground ball into center field, and it's because of a apparent stolen base attempt by Ficara. The ball went right where Stevens would have been had it not been a stolen base attempt, and he didn't even steal. He was bluffing. Oh. The baseball gods are not smiling on the Ridgepoint Panthers. That's hit number 12. Ficara to second, Castillo at first, and now Paul Acosta. That would have even been a double play ball had Stevens been there. And now squaring to bunt is Acosta, but he swings away, right back to Shields, throws over Parker Martin. Throwing error is going to lead to a 6th run. Picking it up out there is McCormick. And the wheels are really starting to come off. It is 6-0 Cinco Ranch. And there is the first error on Cinco Ranch, or on Ridge Point. Cinco Ranch has had to earn just about everything it's had today, except for a few things I've already mentioned, and I'm not going to do it again. So now there's one out. Castillo ends up at third. And at second is Acosta. So he reaches on an E1. And Ethan Muniz will bat. So the double play is off the table, and you have no business walking anybody to try and set something up, because that would put you back at the top of the order and DeYoung.
Now batting for Cinco Ranch, number 15, Will Ramage.
All right, we're going to have a pinch hitter. Will Ramage, R-A-M-A-G-E, Ramage as in damage, is batting for Ethan Muniz, the catcher. With runners at second and third in a 6-0 game, one out, top of the fifth. Ridge Point is getting pummeled. And the infield is in tight. They'll come home on a ground ball. He went around on the first pitch. Strike one to Will Ramage. His first appearance in this playoff series. Here's the 0-1. There's a ground ball to Stevens. He's going to come home, and Kennett makes the tag. Out. Got what they wanted. So the score holds at 6-0. There are two outs. Save it first on the fielder's choice is Ramage. So Castillo out at the plate, and was actually Karsten Kleiweg running for him. So he's the second out of the inning, and it goes 6-2. And now back to the top, and Brock DeYoung, who is 0 for 2 with a questionable walk. Shields from the stretch, looks over at third, fakes the throw, looks back at first. Nothing happens. Righty versus righty as Brock DeYoung gets his first look at Logan Shields. And Kennett asks for time and gets it. He needs to go out there and talk to Shields, and Parker Martin, and, well, the whole infield is going to go meet on the mound. You look at the scoreboard, and it is about as bleak as it could be. 6-0, 12 hits to none. But Ridge Point's got a lot of talent in that dugout, and how many more pitches does Gavin Rutherford have? He's been very economical thus far. Here's the pitch. Bunt shown, but withdrawing the bat as the pitch goes outside is DeYoung, and the count is 1-0. Shields comes set, brings it, and it's a little tapper that goes foul back behind home plate. 1-1. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Now Shields needs one more strike to just get himself and his team off the field and go to work with the bats in the fifth inning. Here's the 1-2. There goes the runner. Swing and a ground ball to Parker Martin, and it hits the base, but it also hits the umpire. A run scores as Acosta comes home. The ball hitting the bag is another cruel thing, but very fortunately, James Pratt, the third base umpire, didn't mean to, but he got in the way, and the ball didn't roll down the left field line.
The third baseman, number 2, Lucas Franco.
The score is now 7-0. And so that's got to be an infield hit for DeYoung. And now Franco, who hit that 3-run bomb his first time, stands in. Righty to lefty, first look at Logan Shields, down and in, ball one. Now it's 13 hits to none. Shields brings it upstairs, 2-0. Pitching Lucas Franco carefully. This kid's a sophomore, and he's going to be dangerous the next 2 years. He already is. Here's the 2-0, and it's a ground ball. Landry Ham scoops it, shovels to Stevens. They get the force at second, and mercifully, the top of the fifth is over. But not without another pair of runs coming home. It is 7-0, Cinco Ranch through 4.5. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
First class service. First Tire and Automotive. Don't miss these first-class specials at First Tire and Automotive during the month of May. Get those new tires before starting your summer trips. Buy 3 and get 1 tire free on Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal with installation, road hazard, and alignment. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and restrictions. Remember to book your appointment too. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. FirstTireandAuto.com.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Before the bottom of the fifth, wanted to tell you about another game, another series from Region 4. Round Rock and Westlake are going to a Game 3 today. So Westlake is ranked very high as number 2 in the state in some polls. But they're going to have to win a Game 3 against Round Rock. In Class 5A, LaPorte beat Fulshear last night in a one-gamer, 2-0, so the Bulldogs move on. They will meet Lake Creek, which swept Georgetown. All right, Rutherford pitching to Vlasic. First pitch swinging, and he comes up empty, 0-1. Rutherford has retired everyone he's faced. Here's the 0-1. Outside for a ball. In the other part of the Region 3 bracket of Class 5A, Barbers Hill swept Friendswood. If you felt a tremor last night, that was it. No one thought that anybody could beat Friendswood, and Barbers Hill not only beat them 12-3 in Game 2. Vlasic with a ground ball toward DeYoung at short. Double clutches, throws, and it's picked over there by Charlie Atkinson. Kind of a bad throw, but Atkinson made up for it and picked up his teammate. That goes 6-3, one away. 13 straight retired by Rutherford, and now Hayden Willie. Willie taking his time getting in the batter's box. First pitch to him, swung on and missed on a nasty curveball. And on a day like this, you want to make it a battle of attrition, but number one, the weather is not that unpleasant, and number two, Ridgepoint is not making Rutherford throw enough pitches. Swing and a miss at the 0-1, and Willie is down 0-2. Here comes the 0-2. Outside, Willie does not chase. So Rutherford looks like, as Mr. T said in Rocky 3 during the first fight, he said, I got a whole lot of mo, and he looks like it. Swing and a miss. Tied him up and in. Power, location. He's got it all. 10th strikeout. and there are 2 away with the bases empty, and Will Baker will go up there and try yet again to do something with Gavin Rutherford, who looks like he's ready to pitch right now. Baker still going through his pre-at-bat routine. Still making Rutherford wait. That might be making him mad. That might not be a good idea right now. Righty-lefty matchup, and here comes the first pitch. Strike on the outside corner on the tailing fastball. Baker puts up the hand toward the umpire. Now he's back in. Here's the 0-1. Strike 2. Again, pitch taken. And now Baker down 0-2. Missed the outside corner. Rutherford walking toward the dugout. And Will Baker right back in there, ready for the 1-2. And it's a slow hit ball towards second base, picked up by Castillo. His throw is on target. It's another 1-2-3 inning, 15 up and 15 down as Rutherford is carving up the Ridgepoint Panthers. And we will go to the 6th. 7-0, Cougars on top of Ridgepoint.
Into 5, Ridgepoint. No runs, no hits, no errors.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. I'm talking, of course, about Xfinity. Now, Houston won't like me saying this, but this is bigger than the moon landing. You didn't hear from me, though.
Oh, we heard you, Neil.
You did?
Yeah, we hear everything, Neil. We should talk when you get back.
Yes, this is that big. Now through May 21st, new customers can switch to Xfinity Internet and get 1 line of unlimited intro mobile and Wi-Fi equipment free for 2 years. You heard right, free for 2 years. It's all included for just $50 a month with a 2-year price guarantee and no annual contract. Now that is one giant leap for mankind. Don't wait, get it all with Xfinity, home of the Xfinity 10G network. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. After promo, regular rate supply. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Actual speeds vary.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Rutherford leads off for Cinco Ranch in the top of the 6th. Fouled the first pitch away. And Shields induces a long fly ball, and it's going to be in foul ground. It had home run distance, but it's just a long, loud strike, and it's 0-2. You know, if you believe in baseball superstitions and those little uniform details and other details, I think Gavin Rutherford should leave the stirrup sock on his left leg outside the heel, outside of his shoe all the time, because he can do no wrong today, and neither can his teammates. It's an emergency hack at the 0-2 pitch, and he fouls it back into the net. And he's joking around with J.J. Kennett, and he is in a position to do so. Logan Shields, the freshman, on the mound in relief of Dylan Kalmus. That pitch outside, and it's 1-2. Shields is ready to pitch. Righty-righty matchup as he deals to Rutherford. And he bounces one in. And again, that's the kind of chase-inducing pitch, except it won't induce a chase from someone as talented and experienced as Rutherford. Here comes the 2-2, and it's a little bleeder. Shields picks it up near the line, throws to Vlasic, threw it over his head. and it gets past Landry Ham, who was backing up the play. Owen Ferris picks it up, and that is a gift. The second throwing error by Logan Shields, and wait a minute, I think we're going to get Rutherford called out for interference. Maybe he ran in such a position where he wasn't on the baseline. Yeah, he's leaving the field. He's out. For once, a break for Ridgepoint today. Not that they haven't been outplayed. Okay. One out, and now it is Logan Sosalik. He hit a triple in the third that went over McCormick's head when I think a gust of wind blew at just the right time. So he's 1 for 3. Righty-lefty. The freshman Shields brings it. Strike on the outside corner. That's actually the second pitch, so it's 0-2. Here's the pitch. Oh, my goodness. A bell tie right down the middle ball. 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Swing, and a tapper goes foul. A nice emergency hack by Sosalik. By the way, there was one other 5A game I didn't mention. Here's the 1-2. That is high in the air toward right field. Going back is Ferris. He's near the fence. He reaches up and makes the catch. About 10 feet from the fence. 2 away. All right, so now Charlie Atkinson. Okay, that game I didn't mention from Class 5A Region 3, Magnolia West swept Lake Belton. So Magnolia West is going to play Barbers Hill now. And Barbers Hill, boy, they got to be feeling good about themselves after sweeping Friendswood. 2 outs, nobody on base. First pitch swinging by Atkinson. Comes up empty on the curve, and it's 0-1. Now it's righty-righty. Here it comes. Just missing inside. Good place to put the pitch, but not in the strike zone, and Atkinson didn't swing at it. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. That ball dropped off the table. The talented freshman Logan Shields on the wrong end of a 7-0 ball game, but showing his talent for moving the baseball around. The 1-2 is way outside. You know, if you're thinking about things that Ridgepoint can do to somehow inspire themselves, here's the 2-2. Swing and a tapper that goes back behind home plate again. I think about those films of the Super Bowl that the Patriots won over the Falcons where they were hopelessly behind but came back and won. I think they were down 28-3 and they won. And Julian Edelman, who made a great catch in that comeback, was saying to all of his teammates as the 2-2 pitch goes outside and makes it a 3-2 count on Atkinson. Julian Edelman was saying to all of his teammates, it's going to be a hell of a story. Well, it sure would, but Ridgepoint's got to get to work. They've got to somehow get to Gavin Rutherford. And the 3-2 pitch is outside, and Logan Shields was a strike away from a 1-2-3 inning. Couldn't make it happen. Connor Ficara now. He's done some serious damage, 2 for 3 today. He led off the 5th, and that was not the most productive inning, but the most heartbreaking inning. He led off, actually, check that, he was the second batter up in the 5th, and he singled and scored. First pitch to him is a cutter at the knees, 0-1. Atkinson, not really a threat to steal. But Cinco may feel like they're playing with house money. There's a ground ball to Vlasic. 2 hops, goes to the bag with 2 long steps, and that'll do it. So no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left on base, and we'll proceed to the bottom of the 6th. Ridgepoint has 6 offensive outs with which to work, and they trail 7-0. We'll be back He'll just be happy to get a base runner. We'll return on VypeFortBend.com.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
All right, so last year we did a broadcast of a Game 3 between Foster and LaPorte. Foster was trailing 7-0 going to their final at bat. They ended up losing 7-5, but they loaded the bases in the bottom of the 7th. But Gavin Rutherford wasn't on the mound for LaPorte. Owen Ferris, first pitch to him, and he fouls it straight back. A very healthy hack of a hard fastball. So LaPorte had this very salty young pitcher, a little scrappy senior named Garrett Villa. But Gavin Rutherford's a Greek god, so it's not comparable when you look at that. Pitch down and away, 1-1. No base runners of any kind for Ridgepoint thus far today. Rutherford winds and brings it to Ferris. Downstairs, it's 2-1. It's been very rare that Rutherford's even been behind in the count, but he is here, 2-1. Righty to righty, Ferris ready. Upstairs, ball 3. Braden McCormick on deck. Ferris steps out, spits. Back in there, ready for the 3-1. And that is outside for ball 4. And that looked like a strike. I'm very shocked that it wasn't a strike call. And for the first time, Ridgepoint has a base runner. And it's by the walk. So Muniz, the catcher, is going to go out there and talk to Gavin Rutherford. In fact, Kel Shannon, the assistant coach, comes out there. And I think this might just be for a rest. You know, A, that's one word, and then R-E-S-T. It's 88 degrees, so it's nothing that boys who are good enough to be playing in a game of this magnitude aren't used to. So 88 degrees is not oppressive heat. And now Mr. Blassingame, the home plate umpire, goes out there to break up the conversation. And I'm looking down at the Cinco bullpen, and there's just, again, it's an opaque wall. I can't see through it, but sometimes I'll see return throws from the bullpen catcher to whomever is warming up, and that'll tell me something's going on down there. But evidently this is Rutherford's game, and I think it should be. All right, so Ferris not going to do anything to get himself picked off. First pitch is high to Braden McCormick. So 6 pitches thrown here in the top of the 6th, and 5 of them have been out of the strike zone. Maybe 5.5. There's one right down the middle at the letters. Strike 1 on McCormick. Braden looks down at Coach Welch. Ridgepoint with 6 outs to work with. They're down 7 runs, and their season is on the brink in this Saturday Game 3. Pitch to McCormick. Curveball, inside corner strike. It's 1-2. Rutherford very stoic, now throws over, and Ferris dives back in. Good to have a tall drink of water like Charlie Atkinson over there at first base. He's got a lot of reach. Here's the 1-2, and it's way upstairs to McCormick, 2-2. That pitch came in over the crown of his helmet. I mean, not in that direction, but the height. Rutherford checks over at first. Now comes set. Brings it to McCormick. Nice spoil. Fouled it straight back into the net. It remains 2-2. Landry Ham waiting on deck. Here's the 2-2. Upstairs, ball 3. Rutherford ready to pitch again right now, but McCormick makes him wait. Probably a good idea. It may not work, but it's a good idea. Here's the payoff pitch. And it's a ground ball toward short. DeYoung has it, throws to second in time for the force out. Safe at first is McCormick. It was too deep short to DeYoung's right, so there was just no way to work a double play out of that. Play goes 6-4. That erases Owen Ferris. And now Landry Ham comes up, and they're going to give him the business. I so badly want Ham to not just get a hit, but get an extra base hit here. Come on, Landry. McCormick takes a medium-sized lead off of first. Rutherford brings it. Curve ball high, 1-0. Looks down at Coach Welch, who not only gives signs, but also gestures of encouragement. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. That was right on the outside corner, painted perfectly by Rutherford, and it's 1-1. Landry kind of had to swing, but he couldn't do anything with it. Now he asked for time. And, you know, you got to do this. It's kind of like if you get walked off. If you're in the major leagues and you get walked off, well, you have to go to the video replay if there's any reason to. Well, you also have to call time right when the pitcher doesn't want you to. And that 1-1 pitch is way upstairs, and it's 2-1. So you just got to get the pitch total up for Gavin Rutherford. And there is some stirring down in the Cinco Ranch bullpen. 1 out, bottom of the 6th, Ridgepoint trailing 7-0 in a game 3. 2-1 the count on Landry Ham. Here it comes. And a nice cut, but he couldn't get around on the fastball and fouled it off the net on the first base side, where there are a lot of very hot Ridgepoint fans. Sunscreen, sweat, umbrellas, caps, it's all there. And the burning yearning for their team to get back into this. Here's the 2-2. Outside, 3-2. Good eye by Ham. It's just like the old, by the way, I have to give a disclaimer on Moneyball. There are a lot of things in it that weren't accurate, but if you just take it for granted that it's a movie, getting on base is really all that matters. And Landry Ham could do his team a service by drawing a walk. And he asked for time again, which is a good idea. The last time he did that, Rutherford threw a pitch that was 2 feet high. Got to do it. It's part of the game. In the majors, you can only call one at-bat or one timeout per at-bat if you're the hitter. Here's the 3-2. And he swung and missed at the curveball. And I think he yelled something at Ham. _11th strikeout for Rutherford. Still no hits allowed. 2 away. Back to the top, and Zion Stevens.
Back to the top of the lineup, the shortstop, number 7, Zion Stevens.
Well, the Panthers have not been able to do anything with Rutherford. They've not been able to do anything to quiet the Cinco Ranch crowd. Sometimes you'll see a Game 7 in major sports where one team gets ahead early and you just can't do anything about it. It's just not your day. Now, it's not too late, but so far it looks like it's not the Panthers' day. First pitch to Stevens. High heat, swung on and missed. You got to keep your strokes short and compact. You can't be going for the fences because there's no such thing as a 7-run homer. Keep the swing level, make contact. Way outside, Stevens takes, and it's 1-1. Zion Stevens doesn't want his next game to be for Abilene Christian. Now he asks for time. Yeah, you can hear that they are not happy, but do we care? Oh, you know what? I just realized one of my cords came disconnected. I got to fix that. Here's the 1-1. Stevens swings and misses. Stevens back in there. Ready to take another shot. And now he asks for time again. And he gets it. Okay. That sounds a little better. More Ridgepoint sound anyway. I want you to feel like you're here. That's what I do. And then he hits it right back to Rutherford, who has a fadeaway throw. An eephus pitch throw over to first base, just showing off. And that retires the side. We have played 6 innings, and Ridgepoint is down 7-0. God help us. He'll be back.
We move to the 7th inning. Cinco Ranch 7, Ridgepoint 0. Ridgepoint, no runs, no hits, no errors on.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavino with Needville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, or flood insurance, or all 3 like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right, 4th generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call, you can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
First class service. First Tire and Automotive. Don't miss these first-class specials at First Tire and Automotive during the month of May. Get those new tires before starting your summer trips. Buy 3 and get 1 tire free on Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal with installation, road hazard, and alignment. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and restrictions. Remember to book your appointment too. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
On the first pitch in the top of the 7th, Rainier Castillo hit a one-hopper to Stevens. He must have slipped coming out of the batter's box, so it was a one-hop throw by Stevens to Vlasic for the first out. (6-3). And now Paul Acosta, left-handed hitter, looking at Logan Shields, the freshman for Ridgepoint. Brings the pitch, outside corner strike on the tailing fastball as righty deals to lefty. It'll be the 2-3-4 hitters for Ridgepoint in their last opportunity. Unless they have an epic comeback. Paul Acosta crowds the plate. Shields brings it. Swung underneath a fastball, and it's 2-2. And that one comes in low, and it's 3-2 now on Acosta. Acosta is 1 for 3, and he reached on an error. There's a ground ball right between the feet of Shields and into center field for a base hit. So 2 hits on the day for Acosta. Production near the bottom of the Cinco Ranch lineup. $14 hits to none and 7-0 in the run column. Ridgepoint's infield will be at double play depth as a bright sun has come out. And the sun has certainly shined on Cinco Ranch. First pitch, strike to Muñiz. By the way, it is still 88 degrees. And there's a throw over. I mean, how often when it's May the 20th do you have a 2 o'clock first pitch temperature of 89 degrees and it doesn't get hotter? It's been a very pleasant day weather-wise, but that's where the pleasantry ends if you're from the hard-scrabble streets of Siena. Muñiz with a ground ball to Ham. Shovels to shortstop for 1, and they can't get the double play. What happened? Well, I believe that that Paul Acosta was called out at second base, and he's not leaving the field for some reason. What's going on here? Okay, Acosta has finally been told that he's out, and now he's leaving. Okay, so that goes 4-6 to retire him. That's the second out. Safe on the fielder's choice is Muñiz. And it's usually Chase Morris who runs for him. Now Brock DeYoung looks at a curveball from Shields, and it's 1-0 as the pitch goes outside. Here's the 1-0. Check swing, but it's a called strike at the knees. DeYoung is incredulous. That means he can't believe it for those of you in Rio Linda. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. He was trying to go downtown. Now the 1-2, there goes the runner, and the throw down by Kennett does not get him. Stolen base by Morris running for Ethan Muñiz. Parker Martin, J.J. Kennett, and Travis Vlasic due up for Ridgepoint in the bottom of the 7th. There's a ground ball toward Ham, moving to his left on 3 hops, throws to Vlasic, and that'll do it for Cinco Ranch in the 7th, but they're sitting pretty. They lead 7-0, and it's the Panthers' last stand when we return on VypeFortBend.com.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. I'm talking, of course, about Xfinity. Now, Houston won't like me saying this, but this is bigger than the moon landing. You didn't hear from me, though.
Oh, we heard you, Neil.
You did?
Yeah, we hear everything, Neil. We should talk when you get back.
Yes, this is that big. Now through May 21st, new customers can switch to Xfinity Internet and get one line of unlimited intro mobile and Wi-Fi equipment free for 2 years. You heard right, free for 2 years. It's all included for just $50 a month with a 2-year price guarantee and no annual contract. Now that is one giant leap for mankind. Don't wait. Get it all with Xfinity, home of the Xfinity 10G network. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. After promo, regular rate supply. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Actual speeds vary.
Fort Bend County Playoff Baseball on VypeFortBend.com has been brought to you this afternoon by Archer Volkswagen, and it's still being brought to you by Archer Volkswagen because we're not done yet. First Tire and Automotive with 4 great Fort Bend County locations, including First Colony, open Monday through Saturday. The Needville Insurance Agency. Save on your car, home, and flood insurance at needvilleinsurance.com. Next Level Urgent Care with locations in Sugar Land, Sienna, Richmond, Rosenberg, Fort and Katy, and dozens more throughout Greater Houston. Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And brought to you by the Next Generation 10G Network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now. And the rally better start now for Ridgepoint. They don't have a hit against Gavin Rutherford. Parker Martin, the lefty swinger, leads off. First pitch misses the outside corner. It's 1-0. So Ridgepoint has drawn a walk, and that's all they've been able to get. Swing and a foul ball sliced out of play on the left. 1-1. Rutherford has thrown nowhere near the pitch limit, so I guess there's no way in heck he's coming out. Here's the 1-1. Another swing, and Martin angry that he didn't do something with that pitch. He felt like he had one he could handle. Ready for the 1-2. Rutherford, wind up, brings it. Outside 2-2. You know the Panthers are going to fight till the end, even though it might seem futile. Here's the 2-2. That's a ground ball toward Atkinson at first. Easy play for him. Takes it himself, one away. Now J.J. Kennett stands in.
The catcher, number 4, J.J. Kennett.
Visualizing a good swing, just trying to make it happen. He's seen great pitchers before. Parker Booth was awesome in Game 1, and Rutherford has been even more awesome in Game 3. First pitch to J.J. Came out of his shoes swinging at that one and came up empty. 0-1. Here comes the 1. Foul tip strike into the mitt of Muniz. In the late innings last night, JJ had a double to the left field corner. It made a 4-2 game, a 6-2 game. But that seems like so long ago. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. All right, I have to confess, I'm not sure if that's the 12th or 13th strikeout for Rutherford, but he is 1 out away from a no-hitter.
The first baseman, number 16, Travis Vlasic.
Vlasic just trying to keep it alive. Such a mountain to climb. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, ball 1. It's kind of like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid when they said, "Who are those guys?" and just ran out into the hail of bullets. And it's a ground ball into left field for a base hit. no-hitter for Gavin Rutherford. Past the diving third baseman Franco, and DeYoung made a dive as well. And you get the scoreboard chant. Yeah, you got the scoreboard. Okay. So DeYoung and Castillo are coming up there, and Muniz also at the mound, and they're telling him, hey, don't worry about it. And by the way, the one hit that Ridgepoint has by Vlasic was basically a seeing eye single. He really didn't hit it that hard. So Rutherford has basically won every battle on points, if not strikes. So tip your cap to him. Now Hayden Willie will try to just keep it going somehow. Willie got a base hit in his last at-bat last night. Quick pitch and a curveball beauty right down the middle. Got to be ready for that quick pitch. From the set for the first time today, Rutherford brings it. Willie swings and misses at a pitch that dropped off the table, and the Panthers are down to their final strike. Willie just trying to put it in play, or at least foul it off. Here's the 0-2. Upstairs, 1-2. Hayden Willie, the last hope for the Panthers. And he fouls it out of play. Giving a look is Atkinson going toward the bullpen, and he reaches up and makes the catch. He makes the catch, and that's the game. All right, there's not much to say after a beatdown like that. Congratulations, Cinco Ranch. We'll be back with the totals right after this on VypeFortBend.com.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. I'm talking, of course, about Xfinity. Now, Houston won't like me saying this, but this is bigger than the moon landing. You didn't hear from me, though.
Oh, we heard you, Neil.
You did?
Yeah, we hear everything, Neil. We should talk when you get back.
Yes, this is that big. Now through May 21st, new customers can switch to Xfinity Internet and get one line of unlimited intro mobile and Wi-Fi equipment free for 2 years. You heard right, free for 2 years. It's all included for just $50 a month with a 2-year price guarantee and no annual contract. Now that is one giant leap for mankind. Don't wait. Get it all with Xfinity, home of the Xfinity 10G network. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. After promo, regular rate supply. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Actual speeds vary.
First class service. First Tire and Automotive. Don't miss these first-class specials at First Tire and Automotive during the month of May. Get those new tires before starting your summer trips. Buy 3 and get 1 tire free on Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal with installation, road hazard, and alignment. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and restrictions. Remember to book your appointment too. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
To the victor go the spoils, and the Cinco Ranch Cougars proved who the better team was here today with a dominant win. Cinco Ranch 7 runs on 14 hits. They made no errors, and I might be off by 1 on this, but I believe they left 9 runners on base. Ridgepoint, no runs on just the 1 hit that they didn't get until there were 2 outs in the 7th. That was Travis Vlasic, and they left 2 runners on base. So what a dominant performance by Gavin Rutherford, their starting pitcher. And I confess he either struck out 11 or 12. I can't read my writing. My scorebook is stained by tears. So it's been a magnificent year of broadcasts on VypeFortBend.com. We cover Fort Bend ISD. We dabble in Foster and Fulshire. But all of our teams are out, so we wish the very best to those in Region 3. And we kind of hope it is someone who is close to us who advances on to play in Round Rock and win a state championship. And wouldn't it be great if there were multiple Houston area teams in Round Rock in Class 6A, because you could have a champion of Region 3 from the greater Houston area, and you could also have one from Region 2 as well. I want to thank so many people, the Kalmas family, for helping me get the gear back to my car after every game since I got doctor's restrictions, and Dawn McKernan, who has brought me this chair that I get to use. Well, not anymore. Thank you, Dawn. I love you. Bye-bye. All right, so that's about it. Congratulations to Cinco Ranch. They move on to play Pearland, where it'll be hard to tell who's rooting for who because both teams are maroon. And meanwhile, you got either Katy or Tompkins that's going to be in the next round as well in the other half of the bracket. So it could potentially be an all Katy ISD Region 3 final. And wouldn't that be a source of pride? Okay, so for Skylar Gillespie, Rosie Bega, Les Clary, Nate Nunez, Merle Bertrand, Bob McKay, Patrick Kinnick, and the lovely and talented Suna Venkat. We want to thank you so much for your support this year. Great year by the Ridgepoint Panthers. It just ended painfully, and that happens to 127 teams in a bracket of 128. All but one team goes home sad after their last game. I'm Roger Smith, and I want to thank, the Kalmas family and the McKernans and all the folks at Ridgepoint, especially. They heard that I had cancer, and they just really took care of me, especially Shanda and Lamar Martin. And it'll be great to go to the baseball graduation event in a few days. Again, our final score, 7-0. Cinco Ranch defeats Ridgepoint. Skylar Gillespie, good job there inside the mothership, and we will be doing more ball games in August. Probably start with volleyball. That's what we usually do. Goodbye and God bless from Langham Creek.